What's up, friends? It's Firecore. Welcome back to Teambuilder tutorials. Now, I haven't been doing these very often since I prefer to just, click the find battle button when I have a team. There's no real reason to talk about it if it's a very simple team, like some basic PU teams. Of course, it's going to be obvious I'm going to use the most popular set. But this one is a little bit more standard. You probably couldn't tell by the thumbnail since the mon that we're going to be talking about being Furfru is not really an OU staple or a national deck staple, but I think it's pretty good on this team, which is very standard for the record. So if you want that heat, I have plenty of other videos when I'm using heat. But yeah, this one's kind of heat. But anyways, let's take a look at the team. We have Early Thanksgiving Feast. All of these mons are named after Thanksgiving related things, kind of. It's not really around that time since it's not even like halfway through October at the moment, but I didn't want to wait all the way until late fucking November to do this, so I'm just going to do it now. The first mon we have is the Furfru Kabuki, which is a very epic Furfru. As you can see, it has a bunch of different versions. It has this nice top hat version, a bunch of cool things, but I decided I wanted to use the Kabuki version because it kind of looks like a pumpkin pie. Kind of. I guess you could kind of do the same thing with this one, but I'd rather have this one. I think it's the coolest looking. But anyways, as you can see, this mon right here has some pretty interesting stats. So, a little bit of a spoiler at all the other mons there. You can already probably see the funny names. So hilarious. But anyways, taking a look at this thing's stats, it's not horrible for a... Is this a Route 1 Pokemon? I don't think so. I've actually never been able to catch it when I've played through Pokemon Y. I don't know if it's a version exclusive or I'm just really bad at finding it, but, this mon, its stats might look a little, pitiful, but then you look at its ability. Fur Coat, which doubles this Pokemon's defense stat. So of course this mon would be absolutely insane if it has Body Press, which I don't know if it's returning inside of the DLC. If so, I'm definitely going to be using like a Scarf Body Press set, maybe inside of like PU or something, since this mon's not the best, but that speed along with having access to these moves is pretty good. So the first move we have is Frustration, just a good normal stab. Of course, it gets at max power at minimum happiness. You see, this is a pretty savage pumpkin pie. It doesn't want to use Return, it wants to use Frustration. Sucker Punch, we all know why it has Sucker Punch there. Good way to hit the ghost types, and also, I think that's the only form of priority. Actually, never mind, I have a Greninja's priority and a Rillaboom. The Zen Headbutt, which is actually the whole main flow of the set. So as you can see right here, this mon has the Psyche MZ, being able to go for the Shattered Psyche off of its Zen Headbutt. This does two things. First of all, this does quite a bit of damage to Toxapex. I don't know the exact calc, but probably does quite a bit, because as you can see right here, I don't really have a way to deal with a Toxapex. I have no T-Bolters, I have no Earthquakers, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all you can kind of do with Toxapex, besides Psychic. So I have Zen Headbutt with Psyche MZ. Hopefully it can do enough damage to Toxapex, maybe finish it off. Judging by Furfru's attack, don't think that much. And then finally we have Refresh, because this mon does have quite a bit of defense. I decided that Refresh would be a good thing to have on it. It has access to a couple other moves. It doesn't have Sword Stance or anything, but as you can see, it also has Cotton Guard, so if this thing gets Body Press, I'm going to be pretty happy. But yeah, nothing absolutely insane that I kind of want to use on this thing. Like, U-Turn would be kind of cool, but I don't really need momentum with this mon. Wild Charge? Nah. Nope. So I think I'm just going to use the Refresh set. If someone goes for the Will-O-Wisp, you can refresh that off. Toxic, because we're kind of bulky. Whatever it is. So, that is the first mon. So I decided I wanted to build around this with some very standard national decks. So of course the next mon we have to have is Turkey over here. Also for the record, this name is Pumpkin Pie because it looks like a pumpkin pie, and this is Turkey because it's a turkey. Thanksgiving. Now this is going to be the Shed Shell set for the Magnezone, since this team doesn't really, again, have much for Magnezone. It can kind of just go for T-Bolt on most mons. And since my, I'm just going to say right now, my Heatran is not specially defensive, I don't think. Yeah, it's not specially defensive, so it'll probably get two-shot by a T-Bolt, by a Magnezone, so, if we run into one of those, unfortunate. Hopefully I can kill it with my Greninja or something. Who knows? But I have Shed Shell since this mon is pretty important for the team. Of course, it is the Defog user, and this is going to be a Brave Bird body press set. Should probably put the rest inside of defense. Wait, it's already max defense. Oh, this is just a full defensive set. Damn, Damn. Okay. I wasn't aware it was full defensive. Like, it makes sense, but, you know, I'll probably do some hardcore calcs for this thing. Because I don't really like looking at, Corviknight with this kind of EV spread. It looks kind of ugly. You see, I prefer something looking a little bit more like, you know, that. Yeah, that looks like an EV spread that I would do. But unfortunately, we're not inside of a position to do that at the moment. So we're just going to be doing this for the time being. I would put Mirror Armor on. It's a cool thing to use if you go against, like, Mystical Fire Mons or stuff like that. So you can, like, full counter Sylveon or something. Or, Hatterene, those kind of things. But other than that, I kind of just want to run Pressure since it's just a very good ability to have. Speaking of very good, we have Cranberry. Since, you know, on Thanksgiving you have that thing of cranberry, which I never eat since I'm not a big fan of canned fruit. Yeah, I prefer whole fruit. But this is especially defensive Clef. Might turn it physically defensive. I don't know. I kind of get fucked up by Urshifu, but funnily enough, Urshifu Single Strike is actually banned to National Dex Anything Goes, while its basic form or its Rapid Strike form is still down here inside of normal National Dex, which is hilarious that the metagame when you can use Cinderace and Melmetal, you know, that's perfectly fine to, you know, have it chucked up all the way inside of Ubers. But nah, Generation 8, we want that thing, please, please. National Dex. But this is just a very normal Clefable with specially defensive. Moonblast, Softball, Thunder Wave, and Stealth Rocks. It's the Stealth Rocker for the team. You know, there's always the possibility that I switch out one of these mons for a Rapid Spinner, but I kind of just wanted some form of Stealth Rocks since there's a couple mons here that definitely prefer if some mons have their sashes broken. But anyways, I will be doing a complex EV spread for this thing, of course. So about the break right there, had to take care of some stuff due to some compadres being loud. I don't really remember where I was, but yeah, Cranberry over here is going to be a very helpful Pokemon inside this team, since, you know, it's a Clefable. Next mon we have is going to be Family Pet, since, you know, every single Thanksgiving has to have that family pet taking a big shit on the rug or something. We all have those animals, unless you don't have animals. And if you don't, you probably have a younger sibling or an older sibling that probably takes shits on the carpet too. And if not, then I don't even know. Bless your soul. Bless your soul. They're better if they just stay out of this world, not shitting on the carpet. Okay, so this mon right here is actually a Scarfed Heatran, which is something that no one expects. I really don't want to be that guy, but no one expects this thing. It is hilarious to just go in on, like, basically any mon that thinks they can just cleave through with an Earthquake and hitting them with a Hidden Power Ice. It is hilarious. This mon is really fast, like, with a Choice Scarf. Like, you know, I always think this thing's gonna be really slow since it's kind of a bumbling behemoth. But no, somehow this dude has, like, Magma getting launched through his weird palm hands. Of course, being the Flash Fire user of the team, he can absorb damage, so the Greninja, which is kind of a piss-poor fire resistance due to its abysmal defensive stats, so this mon can take hits pretty well. And of course, dishing it back, the things it has is Flash Cannon, Magma Storm, which is of course subjected to change. I kind of want to do Scarf Eruption on this mon, kind of, but you know, that means I'd probably have to switch out Hidden Power Ice for Lava Plume, since I'd rather have a Fire Stab like 100% of the time, and if someone hits me with a Mach Punch, well, then, you know, my stab kind of becomes irrelevant if you're below, like, 70 or something. Anyways, next mon we have is going to be Uncle David. Now, this is the family member that you have on Thanksgiving that's constantly just eating things. Look at this dude. He looks like an Uncle David, has his hair down to his ass, doesn't really do anything, kind of a dropout. kind of not succeeding at anything. He kind of just came over to your house to get the free food, which Rillaboom is perfect for, since this mon is kind of just, thriving off of its newest addition and ability and move, being Grassy Glide and Grassy Surge. So clap it up for Uncle David, just mooching off of reused assets, or Grassy Glide's new to him, but you know what I mean. This is the classic, the legendary OU staple Rillaboom. It was second most used like a month ago or something, so of course it's going to be good inside of this tier. I hope. I might switch it out for a Tapu Bulu, since, as you can also probably tell, Grassy Surge with the family pet is very helpful, since this mon's pretty weak to Earthquake. Having the Grassy Surge makes Earthquake do half damage, so you're only 1 times weak to it. You can eat that Earthquake and then kill someone with an Ice move. Or you're just faster than them in general because you're a Scarfer, and then they're very surprised. But anyways, Swords Dance, Grassy Glide, knock off Drain Punch. Like, it doesn't have U-Turn or Wood Hammer or anything like that, so I don't know if it's full OU, but this is something I see quite a bit. I gave the Drain Punch on since I think it's the only fighting move I have, and I kind of want something to, to get some health back with this mon. Why the hell not? So this is going to be an Adamant Rillaboom, might change. And then finally, we have a mon that was banned and then brought back down. They're still not suspect testing the Dragapult. Yeah, Dragon Dance, Dragapult, Ghostinium Z. Not testing that thing. I don't know why. I might switch this thing into a Wigglytuff, since Wigglytuff is kind of the ultimate counter. It can eat both stabs, or it's immune to both stabs, being Dragon and Ghost. But you can also put something on like a Bisharp, which I think it could eat a Never-Ending Nightmare, +1. Yeah, of course, it's also a Steel type. But you never know, Dragapult's kind of strong. But of course, we have Virgin Weeb. Kind of a little bit insulting to any anime fans out there. Not really trying to jab at any of you personally. It's just, so we have the family pet Uncle David, and then we have like the dude Uncle David brought with him. Like, this is like your cousin or something. He comes out, he got his katanas, he got like a Sailor Moon shirt on. If you have a Sailor Moon shirt on, I'm not dissing you. I have some anime merchandise. Not really. But anyways, this mon is going to be a very powerful sweeper. Like, just look at those stats. Of course, it has to get its stuff up first, so it has to kill something. But this mon is already pretty strong base form. Now, here's a little hint. Well, it's not really a hint, it's more of a tech that I think people should do. Now, I haven't been doing this when I use this mon, but after watching Thunderblunda 777 and Pokemon, I learned that Ash Greninja, if you want to use this mon, or just Greninja in general, every single time you use this mon, make it a male. Like, Greninja does have like pretty sure a higher chance to be male than female, because when you go inside of the gender, you can this is specifically Ash Greninja male, or just Ash Greninja, but if you have a normal Greninja and change its ability like this, instead of picking the mon up like this, you can do that, I guess. But you always want to make your Ash Greninjas and your Greninjas male, because if you have a female Greninja, that means you are 100% Protean, since you cannot be a male, a female Ash Greninja. So this only affects people who pick normal Greninja and then changes its ability to like that. But, luckily, since if you can pick Ash Greninja like this and just set him up like this, he's always male. But just a little word of advice, make sure your Greninjas, especially if they're Protean, are male, so people can comprehend or like try to determine it inside of their own head, instead of immediately being able to realize that you're Protean and changing their game plan according. Since Protean Greninja is not as strong as this monster. So of course, after activating the Battle Bond, getting a kill, Water Shuriken hits 3 times guaranteed and gets his power buff by 5. So very strong stab attack, priority, very good. Now you might be a little confused why this is Choice Spec Spike, but 4 attacks on specs is something that doesn't really fit. Whenever I use Greninja, I like to put on like extra sensory or something like that, or maybe you could even use a mix set with like Gunk Shot if you really care about that, but most Pokemon are just going to die from a pump. but I never really attempted to use spikes. I don't think you know how good spikes is on this mon. This mon is such a threat. Every single person is going to switch out into their water absorber or their dark absorber. If you set up a spike, like, they're just confused. They're like, what? What? Okay, that means he's not choice locked. And then you can absolutely clobber them with a Specs Hydro Pump. So it's a very good attack if you know that someone's going to switch out. Sure, you could use U-turn, but getting up the entry hazards is also very effective. So if you want to use extra sensory, you can. He has a pretty good variety of moves. I also think he has Ice Beam. Yeah, he does. You can use that if you want. But you know, no real reason to. I have family pet over here for the Tangrowths and whatever. But this will probably take a little bit of time to come out. But of course, that kind of just depends on how slow I am. But you'll be seeing this video around the time the video goes up, since I have made a pact with myself that I'm going to try to post these videos, the Teambuilder version, the day before, and then the actual video goes up the day after, or if I really feel like it, smacking them together inside of one day. But you guys can see this probably inside the recent future, near future. But with that being said, guys, hope you were looking forward to Furfu Kabuki. Yeah, Kabuki's showcase, because I think it is very strong inside this tier. It's kind of funny to say. But with that being said, guys, thank you for watching, and keep on the lookout for my videos.